Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca and today we're going to be talking about my August favorites. So there are 5 plants this month that really stuck out to me and I'm super excited to share them with you guys. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload. Now, let's get started. The first plant on today's list is the Philodendron pallidum. Now this is one, I had never heard of it or seen it until the moment that I saw it for the first time. I was shopping at Vintage Hill with Adam and Nicole and we all saw it and we're like, what's that? She is so beautiful. As you can see, it has these big silvery, like pillowy philodendron leaves. This is honestly like one of my favorite looks that houseplants have. I am so obsessed with big leaf philodendrons. They're just so striking and beautiful. And this was only $14.99 from Vintage Hill. I was absolutely shocked. And it wasn't even in their like rares section. Like I don't know, have you guys ever heard of this plant or seen this plant? I would love to know because I don't really know anybody that has it besides I think Nicole picked up one. But anyway, it's very easy to care for. I haven't had any issues with it. It's just generally very happy-go-lucky. It's living on this shelf right here, like it sits literally right here. And so it's about, I don't know, 7 feet from a south window and it's doing so well. We actually have a new leaf coming in right here. So that's exciting. There are 2 plants in here and I don't know if, I guess it was just like an offshoot from the mother plant. I don't really know, but I'm going to leave it in there because it just makes it look more full. And as the second like baby plant gets bigger and more mature, it'll just look like it's a part of this plant, which I absolutely love. The pot, this is one of my favorite pots in my entire collection. I got this one from a local plant nursery. I think I got this from Helmy's. And I did my own drainage hole in it, which is always a risk, but I did it. If you want to see a video on how I did it, I have a short and I'll link it down below. But yeah, Philodendron pallidum, I would highly recommend if you are looking for an easy, striking, and honestly like kind of compact philodendron with the impact of those big leaf philodendrons that take up a lot of space. All right, now on the opposite spectrum of houseplant genuses, we're gonna talk about my Hoya linearis. This plant has really been with me through it all and I am really happy that I still have it. I really hope that it doesn't suffer too much in the upcoming move. If you didn't see the news, I am moving to Oklahoma. I will link down below the announcement episode. I've had a few people message me on Instagram and be like, what, you're moving? And yes, I am. So if you missed my stories the day I was talking about it, I guess that would make sense. But anyway, I got this plant for myself, I believe in like 2019, and it was a gift to myself for launching my website, delaplants.com. And I am just, yeah, this plant is still kicking. I did actually propagate it. So the original plant was a lot bigger and it just was suffering a lot and there was a lot of pieces that were dying off. So I ended up butterfly propagating a lot of it, and then some of it I just also propagated in water, which is a lot of the longer pieces were water props. As I was looking at it during my Hoya collection video, I saw that it is putting out some new leaves, but I just haven't seen a ton of new growth on it in a long time. But even so, it is staying strong and I have it pretty close to the south window and I'm trying to do a better job of keeping it moist because basically all of the feedback that I've received on linearis care is that they need a little bit more water than you would think, which totally makes sense because these stems are very thin. The leaves are not very thick, although very soft and fuzzy. They're just not great at retaining moisture for long periods of time. So anyway, Hoya linearis, I absolutely love her. She's the best. Now, speaking of websites, I wanted to quickly shout out Squarespace for sponsoring this video and also being the platform that I use for my website. If you're looking for a way to promote your brand online, just share about what you do, anything like that, sell products, definitely check out Squarespace. I personally made my new website all by myself, which honestly feels like a big feat. But using Squarespace's interface made it so easy. They have drag and drop templates for you to create your website template and then you can edit everything, add in all your elements, your photos, your fonts, your pictures, just colors, all of those things. You can completely customize it. I'm using the website for a professional portfolio more recently. I'm also using it for sending out email newsletters so that if I have like a new product or something coming out, which I might be having a new product come out, a couple new products actually. And I'm also using it for the stores. So I have, well, I'll just tell you, I have some merch pieces coming out, I think this week. So I'm super excited about this. If you haven't seen them, you can go over to my Instagram profile. I've probably shared a lot over there because I'm pre-filming this. I don't know what I've already shared, so I'm like nervous to say too much. But anyway, Squarespace made it so easy to integrate a third party to create and fulfill my merch for me. It was honestly such a seamless process. So if you are doing something like that, very much so recommend Squarespace. I will leave a link in the description box below for you to start your free trial. And then once you are ready to go and launch your website, you can use my code BeccaDeLaPlants for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, we have a dark leaf friend here. This is my Anthurium Baciae luxurians cross. And it is just by far and away one of my favorite Anthurium in my collection right now. It is so beautiful. I've been absolutely obsessed with the dark leaf and just how big these leaves are getting. It's incredible. So there's actually 2 plants in this pot as well. You can see the 2 segments here. The baby plant is actually super mature and I could probably separate it if I wanted. Maybe I will eventually. Who knows if I get a good trade or something like that. But yeah, it is gorgeous. The mother plant has these 2 big leaves right here and right here. This is the newest one. This actually pretty recently came out. So it's extra dark and I'm so pleased with how big it is. Like this is absolutely gorgeous. It's bigger than my head or the same size as my head. Amazing. It's potted in Dela tanks, as are all of these plants. And it's really loving the Dela tanks. I wasn't sure how Anthurium would really adapt to it, but I haven't had any issues, especially since I moved them over to ceramic pots. I was having issues when they were in terracotta. It was just drying out really fast. But in ceramic, they are so much happier and putting out new leaves like all the time. All of my Anthurium are just so happy and it makes me feel so good that I finally cracked the code on what they like. And also this plant has really made me look more at Anthurium luxurians because I love like the rippliness of this leaf, and that is from the luxurians. And I saw one in the store the other day and I almost picked it up, almost. If I wasn't moving, I probably would have. But anyway, Anthurium Baciae luxurians cross. Absolute love of my life. She's gorgeous. All right, next up is this funky guy. This is my Cactus geometricans. And this is, I think, on the more rare side for cactus. Now I say rare, commercially rare. I don't think it's actually rare, but it's a little bit harder to find. I really don't see these out when I'm shopping. So if you do see one and you like it, probably pick it up because you might not see it again. Anyway, it's a really easy cactus and it is just so goofy looking. Like I love how silly it looks. It's just really cute. I love all of the little segments, and when it has plenty of light, the segments are more round. So you can see that some of mine are a bit elongated. But since it's been out in the sun, these 2 have come out. They're basically in full sun through the morning, and then the afternoon they get shade from a tree. So it's definitely grown a lot this summer, and I'm really proud of it and just so excited to see how it continues to grow and change and just like where the new growths are going to come from. This one off to the side here feels so random, but I absolutely love it. Like I'm so curious as to where the next one is going to come from. This is potted in Tank's Green Stuff Cactus Mix, which is Chef's Kiss, such a great cactus mix. I get a lot of questions about my cactus that are outside and like how they do with the Missouri rain and the humidity. And I think because they are potted in such a light and airy mix that the water, it just falls right through. The rain does hydrate the cocoa chunks, but that is plenty of water holding capacity for the plant to grab from as it needs. And there's no like water logging. So I would highly suggest checking out their cactus mix if you haven't already. And then it's potted in a really beautiful Talvera pot from one of my favorite nurseries in Tucson called Green Things. Okay, and the last plant on my list is this Ficus Shivana. And Ficus ficus have a very special place in my heart because one of my first houseplants was a burgundy rubber tree, which is a Ficus elastica. And I just have always loved them so much. I think they're so like structural and beautiful. And this one is no exception. It is a smaller tree, but the one, my first houseplant was a little bit bigger than this when I got it. And it's now taller than me and has branched a bunch of times. And it's just really gratifying to grow like a literal tree in this cute little pot in my house. Which, speaking of this pot, I want to quickly say it's from Marshall's. And they had like a smaller version too, but I ended up grabbing the big one and it is absolutely perfect for this Shivana. I wish that I got the small one too, but I didn't need it. So, you know, we gotta exercise self-control sometimes. But anyway, Shivana might be my new favorite ficus because these leaves are just insane. Like, I really, really love the ruby or the taniki because those leaves are also insanely beautiful and unique. But like, I love the green, and this one has some red in it from some sun stress because this plant was actually sitting outside for a couple of days, getting some, I don't know, some treatment from the weather outside. I brought them out there to get watered by the rain, and then I just didn't bring them in for a couple days. So they was experiencing some pretty intense sun, and yeah, we got some sun stress on this new leaf. All of that kind of made this new leaf pop out, which was really exciting. I don't find ficus to be incredibly fast growers for me unless I do have them outside in the summertime, which I always put my ficus outside. When I had a fiddle leaf fig, it did so much better outside than it ever did inside. But if you like ficus and you like the idea of having like a big structural tree, fiddle leaf fig is usually what people go for, but I really think that it is just very finicky and annoying, and it would be probably a better investment in my opinion, to go for a Ficus elastica. I just find them a little bit more hardy and less touchy, and like, come on. This is so freaking beautiful. So check it out if you haven't already. These are becoming a lot more commercially available, so the price point has come down very significantly in a very short amount of time. So yeah, guys, those are the plans that have really been sticking out to me this month as I'm preparing to pack up all my stuff and go. If you are interested in moving content, I will have some videos coming up very soon. I am also going to be filming a final plant tour in this home, so stay tuned for that too. And yeah, thank you so much for being on this journey with me. And if you have any favorite houseplants this month, I would love for you to leave them down below as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.